lower alcohol, is that related to the irrigation, or is it part of the process to stop the fermentation before the alcohol gets to a certain point?
No, this is the wine. Now we could get into some winemaking science, if you will. All right, so let's talk about how wine is made, and then I'm going to address all of the issues that you just brought up. So, wine. So the most common question we get is, how are your wines sugar free? All right, and so I'm going to also answer that question in this winemaking thing, and then also how red wine is different. Why red wine has 4 times the polyphenols and the compounds that are thought to be healthy for you, about 4 times more than the white wines. And that's also how red wine gets its color. But let's start at the beginning. So irrigation does play a role in higher alcohol levels. I'm going to cover that as well. So when you make wine, you press the juice from the grapes. It goes into a tank. Now for white wine, it will go free run juice right into the tank, and then you'll start your fermentation. Red wine is different. Red wine juice goes into the tank, and then the skin, seeds, and stems are removed from the press, and they are also put in the tank. This is where red wine gets these additional polyphenols. So red wine contains just over 800 polyphenols, flavonoids, antiflavonoids. White wine, just over 200. And so they get their extra polyphenols. The most famous one is called resveratrol. They get these polyphenols from skin contact. And then they get also the tannin structure that red wine has from contact with the seeds and the skins and the stems. So when you inoculate, or when the yeast activates in a natural wine in spontaneous fermentation, the yeast starts to eat the sugar. And so that's the food source for the yeast. As the yeast is eating the sugar, the output of that is ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. When the yeast eats all of the available sugar, then the wine will be fully fermented and also sugar-free, because the yeast ate all the available sugar. Now, here's where the rub comes in on the higher alcohol levels. Higher alcohol levels come from the amount of sugar that's present in the grape at the time of harvest. In the wine world, in grape growing, it's called Brix, B-R-I-X. And that can be measured in the field with a device. So the higher your sugar is at the time of harvest, the higher the corresponding alcohol will be, because there's more sugar for the yeast to eat.